Okay, so this video is about me not knowing what in the world I'm doing here, and yet still being able to make some cool bass sounds and different things in Ableton. I think this is why I enjoy it so much, is that it invites you to explore things even when you don't know what in the world you're doing. So what I did, this is Meld, this is the new synth engine, and this is Roar, by the way, over here, the one that says bass fattener. And so here, let me turn off bass fattener so you can hear what the sound sounds like. So if you click this menu, you have all these different shapes you can go through. Then you can adjust each shape. Here's A, here's B, here's A, here's B, right? So I put this tarp, which I don't know what that is. I, tweak the octaves and the semitones and whatever. Just move the tone knobs. Just do all kinds of stuff over here. Tweaked with the LFOs a little bit, right? Especially on the this tarp one. Um, and I kept the basic shapes here, and then you can kind of navigate through the basic shapes. And if you have a OP1, or if you've ever used the OP1, the OP1 field. Let's say the new one. Here's your little basic shapes that you go through when you're making the instrument on dimensions. Kind of, that's what I pulled from, at least in my mind. Of course, you can spread, stack, do stuff, change, put some drive on it. And so here's what it sounds like. That's just simple, but it's a cool subby type bass, I guess. Guess that's what that would be called. And then to make it fatter, the Roar is my favorite thing, effect plugin that they've added. And here's one of the presets called Bass Fattener. So it really fattens up the sound of the low end. Um, and so I could put this together, and now I have a new bass. And it's in Ableton, so that means the CPU is going to be a lot less. If you look up here, it's going to be a lot less than if I use a plugin, which I do use plugins, by the way. I use Trillion typically, but I want to start exploring for the year 2024 more into creating my own little sounds within Ableton using some of the Ableton plugins, because I know they get a bad rep for not having the best sounds or instruments. Logic has more natural instruments, I think, that are better, but Ableton has the synth world kind of locked up. I think their synths sound better than, and this is just my opinion, but I think Ableton has it down when it comes to synth. So if you like synth and you really into creating kind of your stuff with that, Ableton is the way to go, in my opinion. Now I've owned Logic and been on Logic since Logic 8. I'm not saying Logic is bad. It's still a great plugin for the price. You can do some good things in it. But when it comes to building sounds and things of that nature, I think this is a better choice for that purpose, if that's your bag. Um, if I'm not mistaken, to put these together, you have to create a group rack in here. I think that's how you do it. And oh, there it is, group. So I think if you go tab and then click over here, now you highlight both of them, and then you click group, it'll group these two together. Yeah, so now you have the macros. Where's the macros? Macros, yeah, all right. So now you have the macros if you want to control certain aspects of it. I do understand that bit of it. I'm not like super, I wouldn't be say I'm the go-to guy to understand this, but if you want somebody who's basic and really could give you something real basic, I can do that for sure. So now I have a bass sound, and I can just take that and minimize, or not minimize. What is it? Yeah, where's the one? Boom. So you don't have to look at it all. If you want, you could just do it this way, right? I kind of like looking at it. I don't know why. Shoot, you pay for it, you might as well look at it, right? Let's do it. Boom. All right, so at least I know what's going on. I can see it really quick. It does take up a lot of space, though, I must admit, but who cares at this point? All right, so there you go. And you could always shrink this one down if you wanted to. You don't have to have that one open. Just leave your bass fattener closed unless you just want to go in there and tweak it. I'm going to put it like that. No, I'm going to leave it open. Whatever. All right, you get my point. I'm indecisive on that. So now, then I think you go in, if I'm not mistaken, to the rack. Yeah, to the instrument rack, and then rename it. And we'll call it synth bass. Should probably come up with something that sounds better, but I'm gonna call it my synth bass. God, that don't sound good at all. Oh well, it's my synth bass. And now, if you look up here, I don't want to swap anything. Now you look up here into my instrument rack. Because I put it under maybe I should just put it under synth bass, but well, I guess I'd still have to scroll down. Good Lord, how far do I need to go to get to this thing? Should be, and it's not there. Where is it not there? Should be there. Oh, you know what? I bet it saves it under Meld, huh? Or not. Now I don't know where it saved it, to be honest with you. So that's Meld. Usually I thought it was under the instrument itself, but I could be wrong. But it seemed like it'd be under the instrument rack. But anyway, I'll have to find out where it saves it. Maybe I need to click. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to click save. That's probably what it is. Rookie mistake. I bet it's this. Click save. There it is. And now you have it under the instrument rack. So you could, and then I always say put your favorites up here. Like if you're gonna use it again, because otherwise it can be hard to find this stuff sometimes. You have to go through a lot to get it, or type it in to search up here to find it. So just save it under your favorites, and then you should be able to go up here. Did I favorite? Yeah, there it is, favorite. Boom. So now if you didn't have this on here, we're going to just delete that track. You just drag it over, and there you go. You got your instrument created with your effect on the end of it here. And then, like I said, if you double tap here, you can close that down, and then close that down if you don't want to see all of it, if you need more room or whatever. There you go. Not the greatest bass, but for me it's pretty cool because I've never really made anything like this, so I'm kind of a newbie on that one for sure. I am a newbie on this one for sure. Yeah, so anyway, there's a quick way to make your instrument rack using instruments in Ableton, mixing it with other stuff, and then just grouping them together, calling it whatever name you're going to name it. Like in my case, my synth bass. There's a random feature here too. So let's say I wouldn't probably do it with this bass because I just kind of want the bass to be the bass. But if you want to put macros and assign them to certain buttons in here so that you can tweak them, you can do it random. I'll show that on another one. This is all new stuff, beginner stuff. I don't do too much intermediate stuff yet because I've only been on Ableton probably a year and a half maybe, and I'm still learning, especially now that 12 is out, right? So this is in 12 that I'm working on. So it's all new. But what's really cool is being able to save this stuff and recall it so quickly. It's impressive, I think, when it comes to putting together sounds, especially if you come up with something you really gel and like it a lot, then why not? All right, that's the end of this video. Just wanted to show you guys making my first little synth bass. I wouldn't say this is necessarily from scratch because you're using sounds and bits, but I did tweak it a lot on the B section here, this tarp, to help that portion, and I did tweak some of the basic shapes to get it to where I like it. So I guess I'm gonna take my credit and move on. All right, I'm out.